Good evening, welcome along. Thank you very much for joining us. If you did have no music, hang on, let me just turn this up a touch. Yeah, if you did have no music, then I know why, and I'm just going to leave it there for now. But anyway, let's get on and welcome along. It is Thursday, the 3rd of August. Oh, it's a great start. I can't even pronounce August. Welcome along. It's Thursday, the 3rd of August. Thank you very much for joining us. Hope you are all well. Hope you are all good, and hope you are all staying safe at this moment in time. Welcome along to the August Takeover. Oh, yes. What's set off supposed to be a brilliant idea, and it is a brilliant idea, don't get me wrong, still a brilliant idea. But what was supposed to help me do less work has ended up creating me more work, but in a very good way. My word, honestly, I've still got a load of people who have messaged in the last sort of 7 days saying that, can we get involved, which I've still got time for people to get involved, still got people to there's still room. I've got my quiz planner here for August. It's pretty much full, but I'm going to carry it on because it's really heartwarming that so many of you have wanted to get involved in the August Takeover and submit questions. Not just questions. We've got rounds. We've got questions. Full rounds that have been submitted. There's people who've pre-recorded some questions already. There's a couple of people who are pre-recording a whole quiz, as a whole round as well. So yeah, there's lots of really, really fun stuff coming up over the next month and a bit as well. It's also given me a very interesting insight into you guys out there as well, in terms of some of the rounds that maybe you like and some of the rounds that are missing. I have currently got written, because there's been over 200 people that have applied. Not everyone's come back to me yet, but there's been over 200 people have declared an interest in doing this. So far, I have got over 25 different connection rounds. Yeah. I think I've got about 4 or 5 art and literature so far have come in. I've got about 3 or 4 sport and leisure rounds. I've got something for everyone. And it's been great going through it. I mean, like I said, it has caused a lot more work, but it's been brilliant going through it because I've learned some things going through some of the stuff that's come through. But tonight I'm going to kick it off. I'm going to start saying hello to everyone in a minute, but just so you know, and I'll talk more about this when we get there. But tonight I'm kicking off with a full-blown takeover. So this is a full quiz that was submitted by someone. Now, originally, up until yesterday, I had it all set out for tonight, and then I was going through some of the full quizzes, and I went, do you know what, that is going in tonight. It's a bit trickier than usual, but that's good because I think it has been a little bit easier over the last few weeks. So it is a bit trickier, but this is a full quiz that's been submitted by someone. There's a picture round to kick off, which is a bit of a specialist picture round as well, so we'll get into it in a little while. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this. It's brilliant. August Takeover, and some of the ideas you guys have come up with. There's a couple of rounds that people have come up with, different styles of rounds as well. It's going to be brilliant, so I'm really, really looking forward to it. And it's just, I said this to someone when I first announced it. I said, this is going to be highly embarrassing if it turns out that no one messages and says to get involved, and I'm then stuck there going, and this is from Mr. John Doe this round, and I'm trying to make it up. So really, really pleased that I've got loads of stuff to go through, and I am working through it. If you haven't had a response from me yet, the first wave have, but if you haven't had a response from me yet, don't panic. I will, and this, because of you guys wanting to get involved, I will get in touch with everyone. So if you have inquired, I will get in touch. So please don't panic if you haven't had a response just yet. Right, in the meantime, let's get on saying hello to some of you lovely people as well who are playing this evening. And we start with the lovely Sue and Mike in Wimborne in Dorset. Good evening as always to you guys. Hope you are well. Hello to Linda, who's back quizzing with Steve and Vel Netherway this evening. So good evening to you. Hello to our friends over in Sweden, the 2 weird dots above the O. Hope you guys are all right, because I know you guys weren't too great last week. So hope you guys are all right this evening. Hello to hi Jay, hope you're well. Chris the sheepish beauty and Susan the porky beast are looking forward to tonight's quiz. Yeah, I saw you. I've seen your question as well, so that's in. So yeah, good evening to you guys. Hope you're both well. Graham, this morning on the radio, I wonder where the eggplant aubergine one came from. Yeah, I didn't actually write that because I'll be honest, I submit my questions earlier in the week, and the guys came back to me and said, can we chuck a question in for you just to really confuse Richie? And I went, yeah, go for it. Anything that confuses Richie always goes down well. I'll tell you what, Gabby Roslin, I don't know if you've listened to it this morning. Zoe's always lovely, and she's always, oh, we love you lots, etc., etc. But Gabby Roslin, Oh, I'm quite glad I wasn't in the studio. I could have been, pounced on at some point, but it was absolutely beautiful to hear. Very, made me feel very warm and glowy this morning, especially seeing as I thought I'd broken my ankle at 7:30 this morning getting out of bed. So, but I think I might have. I've got, yeah. You can't. It's quite a good thing you can't see what's lower than here at the minute, because my ankle is very swollen. I will admit, may have chipped a bone, but anyway. That's a story for another day. Moving swiftly on. Hello to the Timperley Quizzers every week since 2020. Oh, bless you. How's your therapy going? Same as mine? But yeah, hope you guys are well. Good evening to you guys. Thank you for being with us since August. I was having that conversation actually with somebody earlier about being here since the very beginning. So yeah, good evening. I should start doing certificates, shouldn't I? I'm doing a load of web design. I've just created my first ever web app and it's up and running and it's functioning and I'm very, very proud of myself. Maybe that's what I should do. Maybe I should like create certificates and stuff that go onto a website where you just like go on and put your details in and go, I was here from the beginning. Maybe that's like a new badge of honor or something. Anyway, moving on. I've gone completely off plot. Moving swiftly on. Hello to Liz and Keith in rainy France with this awful weather. Yes, even here in France, we're looking forward to your quiz even more tonight, and especially the new August handover quizzes. Another name that sticks out. I've seen your connection round come through. I'm sure I've put you into the planner as well. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, you're coming up in a couple of weeks, actually. Yeah, so you're not far away. There you go, Liz and Keith in France, connections round. So yeah, you're on my planner. I thought I remember seeing your name submitted. There's a lot of names that I recognise actually when they were coming through. Some I don't, which is even better. And it sounds quite weird that there's some people that I don't recognise their name, which is nice, but I also recognise a lot of regular people as well. So that was really awesome to see. Hello to Moogie and Phil, joining in as always. Looking forward to some fun. You're at the right quiz. Oh, I love you guys to bits. Yeah, but hello to you, both of you. Hope you're well. Good evening to Sir of the Bill of the Tutors. I've seen your round as well. I like your round idea, actually. That's quite clever. A different style of 10 question round, so I quite like that, Bill. So yeah, 5 out of 5 this morning. Good evening to you and all of the YouTube live chat legends as well. Can I have a shout out for my husband Andy? Of course you can. From Hedgehog and the Flatmates, who had a big birthday on Tuesday. That'll be his 30th, I would have thought. Please wish him a very happy birthday and tell him that I and the girls love him very much. So yeah, happy 30th birthday to you, Andy, for Tuesday. It doesn't say what age, so I always like just go with an age that sounds nice. Hello to the Stowy girls, all together tonight for the Jay's virtual pub quiz. Good friends, lots of drink and a fun quiz. More could you want? Knowing you girls, probably karaoke afterwards if you're still in the same place that you were. Was it last year I did the quiz with you guys, or 2 years ago? Wow, time flies. But yeah, so yeah, you'll probably be having karaoke afterwards. Hello to Sally Bates, good evening to you. And as usual, good evening to the newbies, Linda and Claire, the Bakewell Tarts. Claire and Brian, and not forgetting the Black ILPs of Fran and Hugh. And also, can you tell Jebrel Normsky, Joe, Anya and Erin that Mum, Mad Nanny, can't wait to see them on Monday. Ah, there you go. She's on the way. So either lock the doors or open it. It's up to you. But good evening to all of you guys. Hope you are well. Oh, right, okay. I'll come back to you, Mrs. Ali Jackson. Hello to I like this. Keenstonians were TV characters. Helen would be Brains and John would be Goofy. That's your description. I like that. That's your description. So yeah, I know I saw you on Twitter earlier, John. Yeah, no, if you haven't had a response yet, don't panic. I am working my way through. I just woefully underestimated how many people might want to be getting involved. Hello to Kieran and Lorna. Good evening to you. Looking forward to some takeover madness tonight. Oh yes, it is going to be these next few weeks. I am so giddy for. Do you know what? I needed August to be a bit of a rest, which I am getting a bit of a rest. It is a lot more work. But it has given me a bit of a rest, but it's also given me a massive shot in the arm. I've not felt well for months, and it's just given me a little bit of a new lease of life to be able to, let you guys write the quizzes, and get involved in it. And it has been a real boost to sort of, crack on and, it's really good. There's some brilliant. I mean, you'll see tonight. I really enjoyed tonight. It is hard, don't get me wrong, but it's nice to see the sort of what someone's bringing to the table. So it's really good. Hello to Anva, huzzah to Anva, who's on his lonesome tonight. Deborah is out rehearsing for a weekend of concerts, so it's me against Colin and Kate. The odds aren't looking good, but he has wine. and a huzzah as well. Sounds interesting. What's the weekend of concerts? You guys are always doing something like different and what have you. So let us know what she's up to, and I'll give it a mention, as I always do. Try to with you guys. Hello to John the Welling Wizards. Looking forward to tonight's quiz. Still too short. I thought you were going with a different there. Still too short, but out to be better. Last Thursday's 49. So yeah, good luck to you guys. Hello to Kim and Matt joining along with Matt's mum Hazel. Good evening, Hazel. Welcome along. As usual, big good luck to Moogie and Flip, and 13 days until we take you to Cyprus. Oh, thank you very much. I need some sun. Yeah, I really appreciate that. If you could just make sure to turn me over sort of every half an hour so it's even, that'd be really good as well. Thanks, guys. So yeah, good evening to you. Hope you've got your suitcase. I don't need a suitcase at this rate. Just get me to Cyprus and just keep turning me over. We'll be fine. We'll get along fine. So yeah, good evening to you guys. Hope you are well. Hello to our Wegman Arctic explorers who are currently near southern Norway, heading for Denmark on Saturday. Only 11 days left before they're back in the UK. Not looking forward to the weather or traffic. Shout out to Big Jim and the UK crew. To be fair, the weather is starting to turn. And I know that because we had 2 fighter jets go whistling over and I could see them earlier on this afternoon. So yeah, the weather's turning, so you'll be all right. Hello to Ian Hells and Barb in South Staffordshire. Good evening to you. Yeah, so Mrs. Ali Jackson, evening, better late than never. Stuck at work. These nails won't paint themselves, you know. By way of explanation, Mr. and Mrs. Jackson are in, and now infamous Neb and Denise are in as well. Awesome. Good evening to Nails look good, by the way, to be fair. You've done a good job there. Hello to Monica and Alan. Good evening to you guys. And hello to Maz and Stephen. We've been along. We've been along since the first one, but never said hello before. So hello. Do you know what? Good evening, Maz and Stephen. Welcome along. And the fact that you've been here since the beginning. And do you know what? I noticed this as well. There's so many people who do just come along, play, and then toddle off on their own little way. And I absolutely love that. So yeah, good evening to you guys. Right. Let me just sort myself out. That one off on there. Hello to all of our nut jobs in the Jebril Nut Jobs Patreon Discord server. Let me just double check that they've not said any. Well, they've said loads, but just me. I'm not in any way, shape, or form of you, Gary and Tamara, because they had a 5-day residency at the Oval. Can I have pink certificate? Right, okay, there's no happy birthdays in there. Right, let's get on with this then. Welcome along. It is, and if I push this button right, I'm hoping it's going to work. Yeah, it does. Welcome along. It is Thursday, the 3rd of August, and it's the first of our August Takeover quizzes. So this is where I'm handing the reins over to you guys to write the quizzes, write the questions, submit what it is you like. Loads. Like I say, I have had over 200 people getting in touch wanting to get involved. This is not just going to be an August Takeover. It's already leaking into September. And you know what? I don't care because it's absolutely brilliant. You guys want to get involved. But tonight, as I say, so people have been submitting questions and rounds, but tonight I'm kicking off it in a special way. Tonight's quiz, this was created by Simon Hodges. He's not just created a question, he's not just created 10, a round. He has created a whole entire quiz for you guys tonight. Very much in the similar form. We've got a connections round to come later on. There's a general knowledge round as well. So there's 50 questions in total. Everyone's listened to that bit where I've said keep it to the same format. He wants a little slightly different variation of general knowledge, but we'll come to that later on if you want to play along in that way. But the good news for some people who have been asking this, and I'm taking a risk on this to be honest, I might get shouted at, but I've got to the point where I'm not fussed. If I get shouted at, I get shouted at. But we are kicking off tonight with a picture round. Yep, the return of the picture round is back this evening. I just need to make sure I've got something set up in the background, which I have. There it is. Magic. Right, let's kick it off then. Yeah, so picture round. Now, there is a theme to the picture round. This was picked by Simon. As I say, he's written everything tonight. So these are 80s cartoons. Oh, yes, we're starting off with these. Can you name the 80s cartoons from these? And let's start then with your first one. Name the 80s cartoons from these picture. I'm so giddy. I don't know how I'm going to do tonight. I'm just too giddy. Well, that's because I rub off on people, Vic. So I've got giddy, so you've got giddy. There you go. Oh, hello to Sophie Bevan as well. I've seen your round come in as well. I'll say his names I recognise, and it's good to see. So number 2 on your picture round. Again, name the 80s cartoon from this. I just need to make sure I've got everything shot down in there. Oh, it's a professional. It's a professional concert when everyone's got their like spotlight pictures up on the thing. I'll mention it in the break, Amber. Don't worry. Number three again. Name the 80s cartoon from this. Again, number four. Name the 80s cartoon. Don't forget, these will all go up on jvpqquestions.com for the break. So don't panic if they're not on long enough for you. They will be up there in the break. That's what I'm trying to do in the background to make sure I've got it set. Just so you know how well Simon's done all of this as well. And I forgot to ask this when I sent everyone an email saying this is what I need. He's even written a tiebreaker question as well without me even thinking about it. So, yeah. Number five again. Name the 80s cartoon. I love that picture. Simon. By the way, Simon picked these pictures. I haven't gone that to. I haven't had to do anything. I've just had to literally take them from what he sent me and put them into the presentation. So Simon's picked all these pictures and they're brilliant. So yeah, name the cartoon from this. Number six again, same as before. Probably should have had a label somewhere on screen as well that says this is an August takeover for those who've turned up a bit late. But yeah. If you are joining us late, it's an August takeover. You guys are writing the questions. Number seven again, as before. Haley, you're not that much younger than I am, so surely you. Yeah. Although I don't actually know how old you are, Haley. I'm just putting you not that much younger than me. Might be in trouble. Here's number eight. I didn't know this one. Again, the great way it was sent over to me, I had the chance to play along as well, which is quite nice because I can also like sort of gauge how the questions are and how the rounds will go. I didn't know this one. Number nine. I'm about 4 weeks older than you. Oh, of course you are. Yeah. Yeah, because we're both 25, aren't we, Haley? And finally then, number 10. So as I say, yeah, there's so many different variations of things coming through. You'll see that with the next couple of rounds as well that Simon's written. But yeah, so far I've got all sorts from art and literature, history, sport and leisure, all these kind of things coming through. So yeah, they will be up in the break if you need them. But let's move on. Round two. So this is a bit of film that is put together. So here we go. Number one. What is the first Indiana Jones film called? And I know what someone's going to put. Someone's going to put Indiana Jones. But what was the first Indiana Jones film called? Yeah, for example, on Saturday, you've got a round on musical blockbusters. Number two, Moonlight won the Best Picture at the 89th Academy Awards, but which film was mistakenly announced the winner to start with? So Moonlight won the Best Picture at the 89th Academy Awards, but which film was mistakenly announced the winner to start with? Just be thankful. I did have someone ask me, as I think I said this last week, but I did have someone ask if they could submit a round all about a certain subscription website and the stars of it. I politely said no. I also had someone just submit around without me even realizing that it was just all about their family, and I kind of said that's not really going to work. Number 3, Robert Downey Jr. played which character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? So Robert Downey Jr. played which which character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? Number 4, which former Labour MP won 2 Academy Awards in 1970 and 1973? No idea. Number 5, Daniel Craig played James Bond in how many films? So Daniel Craig played James Bond in how many films? Has he actually given up now? Number 6, which year was Star Wars A New Hope released? Later than you think, this. Number 7, who directed the 1997 film Titanic? Number 8, what was the first Disney animated feature film to be released? I got this wrong. I thought it was something else. Oops. Number 9, Hugh Jackman acted in which 2017 musical film? Hugh Jackman acted in which 2017 musical? And finally, number 10, The Sorcerer's Apprentice was a musical segment in which 1940 film? So The Sorcerer's Apprentice was a musical segment in which 1940 film? And I've got a very interesting fact that I personally knew about the name of The Sorcerer's Apprentice. And I'll give you that when I give you the answers, because if I give it now, then you'll know what the answer is. And so then, swinging it back around, I like the way that Simon's done this. Round 3 with a bit of history to take you into the break. Yeah, so for those of you who are sitting there going, oh, I don't like film, let's have a bit of history for you. See how you do with these. Number 1. In fact, I've got 4 history rounds to go through over the next few weeks. But number 1, which 17th century figure's head is buried at Sydney Sussex College in Cambridge? This is where I completely fell down, by the way. It's not that they're difficult history questions, it's just I am rubbish when it comes to history. But which 17th century figure's head is buried at Sydney Sussex College, Cambridge? I also have a question on to why it's just their head that's buried at Sydney Sussex College, Cambridge, but there you go. I think I need to have a look at that afterwards. Number 2, Elizabeth II reigned for how many years? So Elizabeth II reigned for how many years? Number 3, which king was known as the Hammer of the Scots? So which king was known as the Hammer of the Scots? Number 4, Aaron Burr duelled with which founding father in their famous duel? I only knew this because I was watching a video about something the other day, and yeah, I can't say too much, you'll give it away. But Aaron Burr duelled which founding father in their famous duel? Good job we're sat with a Scottish man. I suppose it will have its benefits. Is that not technically cheating if they're not playing? Number 5, the Showa era was a Japanese period corresponding with which Japanese emperor? So the Showa era was a Japanese period corresponding with which Japanese emperor? Number 6, start again. What nickname is Edward Teach better known as? So what nickname is Edward Teach better known as? Seven, the White Tower is the old keep in which British historic landmark? So the White Tower is the old keep in which British historic landmark? Number 8, which historical figure was the main subject of the film Braveheart? So which historical figure was the main subject of the film Braveheart? Number 9, who was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo? So who was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo? Yes, I'm singing ABBA in my head. And finally, number 10. What did the Romans call Scotland? So what did the Romans call Scotland? There we go. Right, they are up on jvpqquestions.com right now. If you need to go and have a recap on any of those, head on over there now. Yeah, if you want to go back through the pictures, etc. So we're going to take a short break, and then I'll come back in 7 minutes or so with your answers. I'll see you after this. Right, answers coming up then in a few moments' time. Oh dear. Yeah, that's going to be the beauty of this month. There are going to be some things you like. There are going to be some things that you don't like. That is what happened. And to be fair, that's what happens with a quiz anyway. Crikey, I put sport and I put sport and leisure up, and I get absolutely lynched. But yeah, that's what's going to happen. I mean, I'll give you a flavour of some of the things that I've got already. Okay, so we've got, yeah, there's a musical blockbusters around there, art and literature. There's a round that's basically about alphabetical order, which is quite good. I've got another art and literature there. There's a history ditloid someone's created. There's a charity picture round coming. There's two sport and leisure, three sport and leisure I've got there. There's some brilliant connections around. So, there is going to be something for everyone. It's going to be a very interesting month where it is absolutely, completely and utterly, it's going to be different. So, it's going to be fun. That's all I'm saying. So I'm sticking to that. Right, answers are coming up then in just a moment's time. I'll get myself set up. Right, let's do it. Okay, let's ping that across. Right, so let's see how you did with the first 30 questions this evening. Starting then with these pictures. Number one, name the 80s cartoon. That was Count Duckula. I used to love Count Duckula. Number two, that was the Thundercats. Thundercats are on the Thundercats. Yeah, anyway. Number two, He-Man and the Masters of the Universe. I've got a problem with He-Man at the moment because there's a group which has just turned Skeletor into a meme, and Skeletor was scary as a kid. Number four, Transformers, robots in disguise. You don't need the robots in disguise bit. Number five, that is Fireman Sam. Obviously not looking like Fireman Sam, looking like he just got out of bed. Not too dissimilar from me when I landed on my ankle this morning and thought I'd broken it. Number six, that's Banana Man. Banana in the background. Number seven, Trap Door. Don't you open that trap door. Number eight, King Rolo. Now, I've never heard of King Rolo, and I know I'm going to take some grief for this, but I've never heard of King Rolo. Never heard of it, never seen it, never watched it. Number nine, that's Button Moon. Number 10 is Super Ted. Into your film then, number one, the first Indiana Jones film was Raiders of the Lost Ark. Number two, Moonlight won the Best Picture at the 89th Academy Awards, but which film was mistakenly announced the winner to start with? It was La La Land. Number three, Robert Downey Jr. played which character in the Marvel Cinematic Universe? It was Tony Stark or Iron Man. Take your pick. I'll give you either. Apparently, he's supposed to be coming back. Number four, which former Labour MP won two Academy Awards in 1970 and 1973? Glenda Jackson. Yeah, I had no idea, and then thought, for some reason, my brain thought, oh, is that from Wicked? But, yeah. Number five, Daniel Craig played James Bond in how many films? It was 5. That one. Might help if you had that loaded in the first place. Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre, and his last one, No Time to Die. If you've been watching Hijack, Idris Elba has now completely and utterly got my vote for James Bond. Number 6, which year was Star Wars A New Hope released? It was 1977. Number 7, James Cameron directed Titanic. The first Disney animated feature film to be released was Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Yeah. I got confused in my head. Because I thought Steamboat Willie, the Mickey Mouse one, I thought that was a feature film, but apparently it's not classed as a feature film. So, there you go. Number 9, Hugh Jackman acted in which 2017 musical film? It's The Greatest Showman. And number 10, The Sorcerer's Apprentice was a musical segment in which 1940 film. It's Fantasia. So the magician, so he's called Yen Sid, which is Disney backwards. There you go. One of those random things that I know in my head. That helped me win a quiz a couple of years ago. Well, not a couple of years ago, a few years ago now. Round 3 in history, number 1, 17th century figure's head is buried at Sydney Sussex College in Cambridge. It was Oliver Cromwell. Somebody told me, where's it gone? Somebody did tell me. Oh, he was quartered. That's why. That's why his head. But yeah, but hang on. If he was quartered, what happened to the body? Yeah, let's move on. Number 2, Elizabeth II reigned for 70 years. Number 3, which king was known as the Hammer of the Scots? Edward I. Number 4, Aaron Burr duelled which founding father in their famous duel? It was Alexander Hamilton. Yeah, if you've seen the musical Hamilton, you'll know. That's the only reason I knew this was because I was watching a video about a secret room or a secret building in New York where all of the Broadway people go to rehearse and stuff like that. So I was watching a video. No, it was only on Monday. Number 5, the Showa era was a Japanese period corresponding with which Japanese emperor? Is Hirohito even, not Hirohito, Hirohito. Number 6, which nickname is Edward Teach better known as? It's Blackbeard. Number 7, the White Tower is the old keep in which British historic landmark? It's the Tower of London. Number 8, which historical figure was the main subject of the film Braveheart? It's William Wallace. Number 9, who was defeated at the Battle of Waterloo? It was Napoleon. You don't need the Bonaparte bit. Yeah. And finally, number 10, what did the Romans call Scotland? It was Caledonia. So there you go. That's your first 30 available for you. How have you got on so far? Let us know, as you always do. Yeah, still to come. A very topical connections round that has been put together, and general knowledge as well to finish off. Proper mixed bag in general knowledge as well. But yeah, topical connections round. I would never have thought of doing it. And to be honest, there is a few weeks that I would never have even contemplated. So yeah, you've exceeded so far. And like I said, I've still got a load more people to go through to find out what they have up their sleeve as well. So yeah, yes, there's 2 rounds still to come as part of the August Takeover. Oh, I'm out of the corner of my eye, I'm seeing some scores coming through, and it is very much a very mixed bag. So we've got anything ranging at the moment out of the corner of my eye from 16 up to 29. So yeah, some very interesting scores. What was I going to tell you? I was going to tell you something tonight as well, and I can't remember what I was going to tell you. Too many scores to put on screen. Okay. Yeah, I was going to tell you something tonight. Can't remember what it was. It'll come to me. It'll come to me. We've got a huge announcement coming in towards the end of September as well. Yeah, that's gonna be an interesting one. And I literally, all I can say is I've got a huge announcement coming at the end of September, and I can't. Yeah, all I can do is tease it. That's all I can say. I'm not allowed to give any clues. I'm not even allowed to give you an idea of what it could be. All I'm literally allowed to say is there is a huge announcement coming in September. Dun, 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 dun. Right, I think we're about right. Okay, right, scores are through. Right, okay, I'll remember what it was. If it comes to me, oh no, oh dear, Anva, I haven't forgotten you. I'll come back to you. Right, okay, connections then. As always, 9 questions. As always, in let me find that just to make sure I've got that there. That's perfect. Yeah, so as always, 9 questions. Question number 10, what links all of the answers together? This, like I say, this is quite topical. It's tricky, but it is topical. So just so you're aware, to give you that little bit of a hint. I never would have thought this. But yeah, very, very clever. Okay, let's do it. Number 1. The River Liffey I've probably pronounced it wrong. The River Liffey flows through which city? So the River Liffey flows through which city? Number two, the wooden. Sorry, Jack started shouting. The wooden horse. Which wooden horse was used to end? Sorry, the wooden horse was used to enter which city? So the wooden horse was used to enter which city? Last time I saw Jack, he was heading to bed just before I went live with the quiz with his, to watch something on his iPad and a packet of crisps. No idea. Number three, Purple Rain was the sixth album for which artist? So Purple Rain was the sixth album for which artist? Number four, Daniel Day-Lewis starred as Jerry Conlon in which film? Ooh, Phil's got it from Vic and Phil. Ooh. Do they hurt? Yes. Do my teeth still hurt because I've got braces on? Yes, they do. I've run out of Oragel. Number five, speaking the Shahada. Apologies if I pronounced this wrong because I hadn't actually heard of this. But speaking the Shahada means converting to which religion? So speaking the Shahada means converting to which religion? Sorry, just out the window caught me off guard because there's a really, really large sort of darkish cloud going across. It's either dark cloud or it's smoke. And I'm slightly concerned because Beck only lives just over the hill where that smoke is. So hopefully she's all right. Number six, who succeeded Pope John Paul the First? All I'll say is don't overthink it. Who succeeded Pope John Paul the First? It's not smoke. It is a cloud. Need my glasses checking. Number seven, who was the original singer of the band Genesis? So, who was the original singer of the band Genesis? Number eight, which American show began on October the 11th, 1975? Now, I did think about this earlier. These are the questions as they came through. Now, I could have tweaked them and I could have made them easier or harder, etc. Some of them are quite easy, as you'll see when you get to the general knowledge round. But this is how they came through, and this is why the whole point of the takeover is you guys sat at home writing the questions in the style that as you would, sort of write them, etc. So that's why I've not. I didn't want to dumb it down, basically. Number nine, Oliver Reed tried to start again. Oliver Reed tried to kiss Kate Millett on which Channel 4 program? I'm bringing the answers out. Oh, okay. And as always, then, question number 10. What links all of those answers together? So, as I said, it is a bit topical. So there is a topical reason, I'm assuming, behind it. So, yeah. Yeah, that's the only clue I'm giving you. I do absolutely love the fact as well that it was written without the most obvious connection in there as well. So. Okay, let's wrap up this evening then with general knowledge. As always, 10 random questions, starting with this for number one. Which playwright belonged to the acting company, the King's Men? So which playwright belongs to the acting, or belonged even to the acting company of the King's Men? Number two, Eric Carle wrote the children's book, The Very Hungry What? Train. So Eric Carle wrote the children's book, The Very Hungry What? Number three, what is the capital of New Zealand? So what is the capital of New Zealand for number three? Number four, Constantinople was the original name for which Turkish city? So Constantinople was the original name for which Turkish city? Number five, Nakatomi Plaza was the main setting for which 1988 film? It's about that time of the year we can start that debate. So Nakatomi Plaza was the main setting for which 1988 film? Number six, the Watergate scandal involved whose presidential administration? So the Watergate scandal involved whose presidential administration? I said it's about time we can start that debate, not starting it now. Number seven, Opal Fruits was the original name for which British sweet? So opal fruits was the original name for which British sweet? Number 8, the Belgian comic book artist Herge created The Adventures of whom? People still call me this as a nickname, even though I look nothing like. The Belgian comic book artist Herge created The Adventures of whom? Number 9, Brentford FC's former stadium, Griffin Park, had what of these on each corner? Was it a pub, a museum, or a hospital? So Brentford FC's former stadium, Griffin Park, had what on each corner? Was it a pub, a museum, or a hospital? And your final question tonight, number 10. Torquay was the setting for which British sitcom? Is it being set there when it comes back? I know I've probably just given away the answer, but I'm sure it's coming back. Okay, right, they're up on jvpqquestions.com now. So if you need a recap on those last 20, head on over there. So yeah, another short break. And then when we come back, we'll go through the answers. Before I do, as I promised I would, Anva Sedebra is part of a West End shows concert at the Billericay Theatre. And like I say, you know it's going to be a good one when you've got like everyone in their spotlight photos, you know, the casting photos. Hi, look at me. But yeah, no, awesome. To be fair, West End shows concert. I love West End musicals. I've not been to one for a while. I do love West End musicals, but sometimes the songs sometimes the songs are better than the actual. So just hearing the songs in one place is quite good. So yeah, it does sound like a laugh. Go and check it out, and then you can get to see one of the people who play the quiz. I'm going to take a break. I'll see you after this. Yeah, I still can't remember what it was I was going to tell you. It'll come back to me. I'll remember it for next week or what have you. But one thing that has just come to my head, because of the multitude of people that said that have been wanting to get involved. Sorry, I wasn't sure if I was about to cough. Yeah, because of the multitude of people that I've got to get involved, I may put together some pre-recorded quizzes for the bank holiday weekend. But I just need to see what I've got. Plus, I've got the second wave of people to get in touch with who then send more questions and stuff in. So I'll keep you posted. But yeah, there might be some pre-recorded ones go up for bank holiday. I'm not going anywhere, so right. Let's do. Well, we're supposed to be going to Kent, but I don't think that's happening at the minute. But anyway, right. Let's give you the answers then to the quiz this evening and see how you did with these final 20. And I need to load that up out the corner of my eye so I can give you the reasons. Right, okay, here we go. Connections. Round 4. The River Liffey flows through which city? It is Dublin. Number 2, the wooden horse was used to enter which city? It is Troy. Number 3, Purple Rain was the 6th album for which artist? It is Prince. Number 4, Daniel Day-Lewis starred as Jerry Conlon in which film? It was In the Name of the Father. Oh, okay. Sorry, I was just looking at the reason. No, I am coughing. Number 6, speaking the Shahada means converting to which religion? It is Islam. Number 6, who succeeded Pope John Paul I? I did say don't overthink it. It was Pope John Paul II. Number 7, who was the original singer of the band Genesis? It was Peter Gabriel. Number 8, which American show began on October the 11th, 1975? It was Saturday Night Live. Something to do with Saturday Night Live and my mum, I'm sure there is, but I don't remember. Maybe she just used to watch it. Oh, I need to find out about that. Number 9, Oliver Reed tried to kiss Kate Millett on which Channel 4 program? It was After Dark. And so what links them all together? I said it was topical. It was Sinead O'Connor. So the reasons being, Simon put these together for me, so I knew. Sinead was born in Dublin. Her first single was Troy. She covered Prince's Nothing Compares to You. I forgot that was Prince's song. But yes, Nothing Compares to You was by Prince. Sang You Made Me the Thief of Your Heart for In the Name of the Father. She converted to Islam. She ripped up a picture of Pope John Paul II, was Peter Gabriel's partner for a short time, appeared on Saturday Night Live ripping up a picture of Pope John Paul II, and also appeared on an After Dark special. There we go. And then your general knowledge then tonight. Number 1, which playwright belongs to the acting company The King's Men? It's William Shakespeare. I used to go to Saturday Night Live. See, I knew there was a reason. Right, so my mum used to go to Saturday Night Live. How? I thought it was filmed in America. That's a conversation for another day. Number 2, Eric Carle wrote the children's book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar. Number 3, what is the capital of New Zealand? It's Wellington. Number 4, Constantinople was the original name for which Turkish city? It was Istanbul. Number 5, Nakatomi Plaza was the main setting for which 1988 film? It's that brilliant action film, not a Christmas film, Die Hard. Let's take the picture. Number 6, the Watergate scandal involved whose presidential administration? It was Richard Nixon. Number 7, Opal Fruits was the original name for which British sweet? It's Starburst. Number 8, the Belgian comic book artist Herge created the adventures of Tintin. I don't know why people still call me Tintin. I look nothing like Tintin. Anyway. Number 9, Brentford FC's former stadium, Griffin Park, had a pub on each corner. I saw someone saying that they've been in each and every one of those. And finally, number 10, Torquay was the setting for which British sitcom? It was Fawlty Towers. Right, total your scores up then. 50 points available on your first August Takeover quiz this evening. How did you get on? So just while you're doing that, and I've got your tiebreaker coming up in a minute. So Saturdays is a breakdown of rounds. So as I say, you've got some entertainment coming on Saturday. There's a great round that Bill has put together, which is an alphabetical order round. Some art and literature, connections round, and general knowledge on Saturday. So yeah, so there's that's coming up for you on Saturday evening. There will be some people who have pre-recorded rounds as well and pre-recorded questions. So there's going to be all sorts coming up over the next month. So as I say, if tonight wasn't for you, next week might be. You just never know. But your tiebreaker, if you need it this evening, is this. What is the current height of the Eiffel Tower in feet? So what is the current height of the Eiffel Tower in feet? Sorry, I've just seen someone put 0 out of 50 and they've just edited it. I was going to say, come on. Oh dear. Right. Remember, nearest to this gets the point. If you end up with the same score, or if you still can't break yourselves, remember the new rules are you play rock, paper, scissors. But in 3, 2, 1, it is 1,083 feet. So 1,083 feet. So there we go. That is the first of the August Takeover quizzes. Lots more different things to come. Lots more different rounds and different styles. It's all supplied by you guys. So yeah, lots more to come over August. So yeah, lots more to keep you entertained for the next month. Right, and that is it from me. Let me know how you got on across all of our social medias, as you always do. And I will be back on Saturday with some more of these. Yeah, 5 different people supplying their rounds on Saturday, including the stuff for the breaks as well. Yes, not only have I got rounds, people have also been brilliantly putting together some stuff for the breaks on Saturday night. Thanks, as always, for playing along, and we'll see you soon. As always from me, take care. Die Hard is not a Christmas film, and I'll see you soon. Stay safe.